I'm clear-headed, so upgraded. Every moment feels like I'm high. They say less is more, it's true. Only one I need is you. I just wanna give my best. I'm sorry if I fail with that. Could it be love? 'Cause we can do anything. Could it be trust? Shivers onto my skin. I can close my eyes, but I got peace in my mind. Could it be love? Could it be us? Keeping me up all night. Keeping me up all night. Keeping me up all night. Could it be love? Could it be us? Yeah. I walked through hell, got out of breath. Then I found you must be God's sign. Nothing goes bad under your spell. Kinda feels like I'll never die. If you keep me waiting, I'm not moving, I'm here. Keep me waiting. I got trust in you, dear. They say less is more, it's true. Only one I need is you. I just wanna give my best. I'm sorry if I fail with that. Could it be love? 'Cause we can do anything. Could it be trust? Shivers onto my skin. I can close my eyes, but I got peace in my mind. Could it be love? Could it be us? Keeping me up all night.
Good evening. I'm sorry I was late. It's kind of funny because like I'm late on episode 1 because for the first episode was episode 0. I was like just a trial, right? And then like on the actual start, late by an hour and a half. Sorry about that. To be honest, I need to change my schedule on my our stream and the new one. How you doing, Susanna? Sorry I was late. Oh. Wait. I just opened my computer. I forgot to open my YouTuber. Know people what to expect. Yeah, naps. Okay, I'm here. Even my model is like ooh. There we go. Hello. I will need like a little bit to like wake up as well, because I literally saw I woke up and you know I was just like, you know, you like wake up and you think and thinking what I was dreaming. I don't remember what now. What I was dreaming. But like I woke up and I was thinking, and then like, just like half asleep, and then like I look outside, like I look at the window, and then I see that it's like a little bit dark, and it's just like, that that loading emote, like, and I literally had that loading. Why is it dark? Is it morning? Why would it be morning? Wait, what time? Wait, what fucking time is it? Oh shit! I was snapping, and I wasn't sleeping for the next day. It shouldn't be dark. I mean, it's not dark, but it's just like it is a little bit dark, but it's just had a realization, and then I was like, "Fuck, wait, phone," and then I see your message, and I'm like, "Oh God, it's past 9." I slept from just after 3. It's really funny because I was like, I'm fine. I'm not sleepy. I'm not tired. I'm not that tired. I'm like, physically tired, but like, okay." But like, I ate and in bed and watched some anime, and like, yeah, we'll just get up and play some Ark before the podcast talk show thing. And then I'm like, well, let's just try napping a little bit because I might be too tired at the end without a nap. So I just turned around on the other side. It took me a little bit to fall asleep. And then I was just like, gone, 9 p.m. I guess I was a lot more tired than I thought I was. I mean, understandable, right? I sometimes do alarms if I know if I know I'm tired, then I will be sleeping a lot. But I didn't think I was tired, so if I know I have something to do, usually I'm like really good to wake up. Sometimes if I'm paranoid about not sleeping and missing like a train or something, I don't sleep very well. I keep waking up. But like yesterday, I had my train at 8:30-ish, and it was gonna take me like an hour. I had to leave like an hour before that. Like leave at 7:30, and I was like, okay, 7:30. How much time do I need to get ready? I was like, maybe like 45 minutes. Then I'm like, well, let's put an alarm for 6 a.m. and then 6:15. I ended up waking up by myself at 5:30. Yep. Well, I woke up once at like 3, and I was like, no, I must fall asleep back, because yeah. So yesterday it was a long day. I woke up at 5:30. 1 hour to like fill the train. I left at 7:30, arrived over there at 11:30. And then I was basically all day until like 1 a.m. Like I got to the hotel at 1 a.m. And then I slept, and then I woke up at 6. It was like really loud outside. Couldn't really sleep anymore. And there was no AC unit. It was kind of hot, but like I slept only like in my underwear and a t-shirt. So still, also like the mattress, like really hard. Well, I have a portable AC at the moment, but I am looking into getting like full AC installed in the 3 bedrooms next year. After, you know, get out of that. It is kind of expensive. The installation itself is expensive. Like the units is not that bad, I would say. But I will get AC. I kept saying to people like, we're a little bit delusional if we think that UK is not getting like hotter and hotter and more summer every year. It's been expanding every year, more and more. So I think I'm gonna be smart and install it. And I mean, like, it's a lot of money, but for comfort, even if it's only like a couple weeks, right? For the comfort, it might be worth. How you doing, Mihai? Well, I was there for just 1 night. So I guess we'll start with that topic first. My colleague meetup. I feel like I should give another ping to people because like they were probably waiting at 8 and they were like, oh shit, yeah, she's sleeping, she's not coming. Like most people that are coming regularly in my stream, if they don't see me streaming at like the regular hour, they probably know I'm napping and I overslept. It's a regular thing, but it doesn't happen super often, but it is a regular thing. Usually if there is something else, I'll just say something in Discord. The units themselves were 1k, the installation 1k, but that is if you find someone that will install third-party units. Right, yeah. The units themselves 1k, I found them at like 500 each. Or like, you know, you do the set at 1,500 for 3. But like, you guys are renting there, no? Is that a thing like that you're allowed to do when renting? I guess if you get like, it is an upgrade, right? To whoever the landlord. For the landlord is an upgrade. It can be like, after you guys leave, it'll be like, well, we have AC, put the rent up by like 500. Oh, I see, it's your grandfather's part. Oh, okay. Your girlfriend's father. Ah, sorry. I read that GF has grandfathers, and then I'm like, grandfather's father? I'm not awake here, man. Okay, if it's like that, then yeah, 100%. I would not invest that kind of money though, you know, in a rental, even if it is approved. Hello, Marcy. How you doing? Glad you're here. I know I was late. The split mobile units. No, I mean, there's the single split and multi-split. So I think the single split is each wall unit. Mihai, you lost your sub, so you can't post links anymore. Thanks for the prime gaming. Pay to win, yeah. How'd you get people to sub to you? Well, I'm gonna look at this link he sent. So how does this work? Oh yeah. But you need a window that opens inwards with this, right? But I guess it could be mounted just outside the window? Like, what about the hose thing? How does... I still don't see how that works well. Yeah, I mean, this will still not be good for me, because... like... I need it in my office room, mostly. Like, that's the only place I really need it, right? Because it gets really hot when I have my PC on. Yeah, 1K is a bit much. I paid £250 for my AC with... well, it was like 225, but then I had to pay for like the extra extension large hose thingy so I can drag it from my guest room's window into the hallway so it blows into my office but without being in my office. It does take up the space as well. Obviously I can't use the, like, I can't have anyone in the guest room with it on. Hey Andre, how's it going? Okay, we got the usual suspects here, so I can start the topic, and I guess story time. Should send myself like pictures. Was thinking that I need like something to on this background to kind of put the desktop share that I do. To make it look, you know, a bit better than just like a floating thing. But at some point Okay, so yesterday I went for my meetup with my colleagues. So most people know that I live in Newcastle, which is up here in UK. And Birmingham is all the way in Midlands here. Which is still kind of more north than London. I don't know why I always thought, like, in my head, Birmingham was always kind of like here. Yeah, so it would take 3 hours and 40 minutes with a car, or 3 hours with a train. So I took the train. But considering that it does take me an extra hour to get to the train station, you know, it's still 4 hours. Hey, right, well, yeah, we are just chatting today. Well, I'll probably play Ark after, because I basically napped for 6 hours, so I'm not sleeping anytime soon. And every 2 weeks I'll be doing this kind of like a talk show, just chatting episode, and then I will upload them on YouTube, and then, you know, I can continue with gaming after, if I'm not tired enough. Gotta get those 14 hours of beauty sleep. Wow. Yeah, so I had to be the latest in Birmingham by 2 p.m, but people were like gonna meet up a bit earlier. We had that place from like 9 a.m. until like 5. They basically rented like, I guess, wait, let me show you some pictures first. Train. I always feel so awkward when there's like people around to take pictures. I'm like, I'm not taking pictures of you, I'm just taking a picture of the thing in front of you. Please don't look at me. So Cross Country was the company. The train was actually there in the station, which was so surprising. Also a platform I never took before. I've never been on this platform before. It was surprising. And it's, I guess, because it started. I tried to take a picture. In the train. It's very difficult. So I woke up at like 5:30, and I left at 7:30 from home. I ended up getting long trousers because I was like, oh, it's gonna be cold in the morning. But no, oh, fucking hell, I sweated so much on like the walk from my place to the metro station. It was really hot. I regret it, but in the train it was actually it got cool after a while. My Sainsbury's meal deal, this icy was nice. Alright, I mean, it wasn't, you know, it's black tea. It definitely tasted like black tea. But yeah, by the time I took the screenshot, because I was talking with Christy in Discord, he kept me a little bit busy. I was already kind of like almost halfway. I was like pin almost. So I took this one picture of Birmingham. I don't know why my pictures look really blurry and like pixelated. Yes, I think Discord is doing something to my pictures because I am sending them from my phone to Discord on like a private Discord that I have, but it's only me in that Discord. So maybe that Discord gets like double compressed. Be like, this woman is using this as a storage. So I arrived at 11:30. It was sunny, it was nice, good weather, perfect. And you want good weather when you go for a meetup, right? And you have to go like multiple places. I went to what I thought it was a bubble tea shop, but it wasn't. I got the weirdest thing. I didn't take a picture of it because like it was literally you couldn't see inside. It was like a slushy. You all know what slushy is, right? Like, come on, it's a bit. %90 frozen juice, yeah. So I was like, I was reading the menu and I'm like, I have no idea what these are. And I was like, what? It says like mulberry strawberry boom, I think it was called. I was like, well, it has berry and mulberry, like, I don't know what mulberry might be. But like, berry, strawberry, it should be alright, right? Like, some kind of drink. With tea. They had loads of, like, tea, in, like, some tubes. It was weird. It took a while. To be honest, like, I was regretting my decision going there. But, like, I had that kind of embarrassing moment where I was like at the till and I was looking at the menu because they only had the one tiny menu in front of the till, so it wasn't one of those where you could look at the screen from far and then decide what you want. I had to actually go in the till and she was like, oh, what do you want? And I'm like, give me a second to see the menu. And then I felt embarrassed to just leave when I realized that there's no bubble tea. So I was like, well, I'll get something, I guess, because I do need, like, a drink. And I ordered the thing. And their card thingy wasn't working. My card got declined, and I was like, why would it get declined? And my card never gets declined, like, even if I go on minus. You know, like, I can keep going on minus until, like, I ran out of overdraft, but that's never gonna happen. Well, it happened before, but like not now. So I was like, oh shit. But then she kept trying and there was an issue with their card thingy. And I was like, it took a little bit and I'm like, should I say like, never mind, I'm gonna come back in half an hour because like I need to like go there first and I'll drop my stuff and then I'll come back and then just never come back. God, I don't know why, like sometimes like I'm like I gotta make an excuse, you know. And I Eventually it worked and I paid and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I have some land on the moon to sell you. Yeah, I'm too polite. I paid, I went to the side and I see the girl like prepping it, and then it looked like she was pulling she was scooping out some like blackish stuff. I'm like, oh, that must be tapioca. Oh, maybe it is bubble tea, but it just doesn't, like, it's just like a fruit. You know, I was very confused, like what I was getting. Then I was like, oh, maybe this, you know, it has tapioca there. She didn't ask me about toppings or whatever. But she did ask me about the regular sugar and ice. So I was still confused at this point. And then I see her putting the liquid. I think she has like a slushy machine that like literally just makes your liquid on the moment into a slushy. Oh, it's not mixer thingy. It looks a little bit like thick, like what she made. What, you know? And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll see when I get it. And I got it, and I look at it, and I'm like, this is not a drink. It's a slushy. And then I look at the cup on the side, and it says slushy. Nowhere on that fucking menu would said anything about slushy. Nowhere. And why ask me about ice? Like regular ice or half ice, you know, like in bubble tea usually you can request less ice. Or like no ice at all. What if I ask no ice? Would they still do a slushy? I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went to the place and then I started drinking it. Until like, so I was like, you know, I went into the place, and I will finish the part about like the slushy because it took me by surprise while I was in the middle of like conversation, you know. I'm just there sipping my slushy, and all of a sudden something hard comes through the straw. And I'm like, okay, I'm struggling, like, you know, put some more force in into this. I don't want to say the words because you guys are gonna take that out of the context. You know, and what comes out of my straw was a blackberry, a full-on blackberry. So that black stuff I saw that she put in with the scoop, that was like blackberries. So instead of the tapioca, they have like fruit and then slushy on top. I don't even know exactly what that drink was, but like I guess like the slushy was made out of strawberry. It tasted very nice, and it did fill me up quite a bit because it had like loads of blackberries at the bottom. And basically like that was like a meal. But yeah, so I got there to the meetup. There were already a lot of people there. It was so interesting to finally see everyone. Like I've seen some people on the webcams, you know, or they have their avatars with like their faces. It was interesting to see. There were a couple of faces that I didn't recognize. But it's just like, you know, I've been working with these people for 2 years and I've never seen them face to face. And then it was there was like 2 groups or maybe even 3. It is the awkward decision. Where do I go? You know, like I just arrived. Everyone is talking. Do you want, like, you don't want to interrupt? There's a bunch of people that I worked with for more than 2 years. I wish I would have not seen them face to face. Be high. I mean, yeah, but it can be. But it was alright. But it was the awkward decision, like, where do I go? So I went to the group that was standing up because there were loads of people on like beanies and chairs. And my team lead was was standing up. I was like, well, I'll go where my team leader is, right? And then we'll go from there. But you know, we did the introductions, blah, blah, blah. And we were chatting and... Well, not really introductions, because like we kind of recognized each other. Like we knew who we were. Then one of the guys came in late. It was so funny. Well, I'll share the more pictures in a bit. But like, it was so funny because like there's only me and another girl in the whole company. So we're like 40 people and only 2 girls. Right? She was there as well. And then there, you know, I was in this group and the guy comes in late and well, not late, but like later than everyone else. And then he's coming in, you know, and does like, hello, good to see you, finally see you, you know, shakes hand with all the men. And then gets to me. And he's just, he like paused. He paused and he was like, and then I put my hand out and I was like, nice to see you as well. And then we started laughing. It's funny to see sometimes because like you can see in real time them like loading and processing, like should they be shaking or should they be going for a hug? But is a hug appropriate because we have never seen each other, right? It usually is not very appropriate to like hug a woman on like first meetup, right? It's in like a work kind of meetup, right? On a date is different, right? But like this was a work thing, and he was like trying to figure out like what would I be okay with, and you know, and then so I just went for the handshake as well to be like, I'll do one as well. So that was funny. And then we talked for a bit. So I arrived at 11:30 and the thing didn't start until like 2. We talked until like 1. I was standing up the whole time. I talked a little bit with my director as well. We were talking about AI and like how ChatGPT gave me the wrong thing to, and I was telling him it's kind of funny though, because like you go to these meetups and it's like we shouldn't really be talking about work, but like sometimes like you don't really know what to talk about and then you just talk about something work related. And we were talking about ChatGPT and AI, and I was like, yeah, so by the way, there's a bug that I need to reopen, because actually I did reopen it like the day before, because I said it's solved, but it wasn't. I trusted ChatGPT in giving me the right answer. I never tested it in build though, because the issue only happens in build, and back then I wasn't making my own builds, but now I'm making my own builds, so I can test. And I think it was about 1, they were like, oh, we have food. hating AI by using ChatGPT. I do use ChatGPT now, and like sometimes instead of Google, but I still Google. But for coding, I do ask her sometimes some stuff. But I have as many instances of ChatGPT helping, but also not helping and me arguing with ChatGPT. One thing that we will talk about later is Ark Survival Evolved, and I was talking with ChatGPT about it. Yeah, so food came, and I'm like, well, I had this slushy with berries thing. I'm actually not that hungry. I did have like the breakfast meal deal thingy. I ended up not having the fruit. The sandwich was really good though. Chorizo and chicken. I love chorizo. And I was like, I don't know what they're gonna have for food over there, right? And it was like people were forming a queue, so I went and had to look at what they had. They had some salads, ew. And then there was like chicken, but it didn't say what it was like. It was chicken something. And then they had like a veggie lasagna, and then the desserts. So I waited for people to go ahead so I can see the chicken, and then someone like takes the first plate, right? And I'm like, wait, let me have a look, you know. And it was just like there was like a pesto kind of sauce. It was all green, and I hated how it looked. So but then I was like, ooh, this bread. I will just get bread. I will get a tiny piece of chicken, you know, maybe try it. It's a bit too green for me. The bread was so fucking hard. I think it's meant to be like that, but like, dude, I couldn't bite into it. So I technically didn't have like a lot of lunch because I had like this tiniest piece of chicken. I couldn't eat the bread, and then I ate half a cheesecake. They had cheesecake like in cups. It was interesting, but it was so sweet. Another thing, I didn't take a picture of the bottle. I should have taken a picture of the bottle. We had such a big laugh about it because they had those bottles that they usually have like in conference rooms, you know, like catering kind of bottles where they have like a bowl on top and like a metal thingy to like push it off the bottle. And I took the bottle to put some water, and I'm like pushing on the bowl to like open, and it wasn't opening, and I'm like, man, do I need more strength? What the fuck? It shouldn't be so hard to like open a goddamn bottle. And then I'm like, wait, let me try on this thing, you know, and so I kept fiddling with it, and I'm like, oh, I figured it out. You know. And I'm like, dude, I can't believe it took me so long to figure out how to open a goddamn bottle. And then someone else said like I struggle with it as well. So I'm glad I wasn't the only one, because I felt a little bit, you know, stupid for not knowing how to open it. But I'm glad I'm not the only one like struggling. And then like we were a couple of us like at the table, right? And then like 5 minutes later, another guy, that programmer, by the way, that doesn't talk to me, he never talked to me other than just like, you know, maybe a small little thing because we were at the same table. And he took the bottle to like open it, And he forced the ball like the opposite way that we were supposed to go. And we started laughing. And then I'm like, okay guys, like I will show you how to open the bottle. You take this thing, you push it this way, and that unlocks it, and then you can just drag the ball on this way. And I'm like, well, you know, we're all learning something today. How to open a bottle. And then one of the tech designers takes it, and I'm like watching him. And I'm like, are you gonna, you know how to open it now? And he's like, yeah, I learned, I saw you do it, so now I won't look stupid trying to open it. Wait, I'm gonna Google. It's that one. It's very similar. It's like a refillable bottle. Was wondering if I maybe look at this one, if it's gonna give me the round bowl. Oh, why is the image so... I guess what I would say is that, so it's a bottle similar to this, but instead of having that thing, it was like a round ball on top. So that's why, like, you know, it makes you think the ball has to like roll off. So basically there's this metal bit here that normally you see is kind of like that over there. So you push the thing down, like, no, I think it's down to be locked, and then you push it up, and then this thing just comes off after that when it's not locked. But it was just like, because it was weird, because it wasn't like, I've seen them with this topper before. Now this is just for water, and it says water glass bottle. It's like refillable ones they use generally like in conference rooms, because it's like, you know, they use like filtered water from the dispenser thing and just refill them instead of having bottled water. But yeah, it was so funny that we were all struggling with this one bottle to open it, and it's just like, you know, it kind of shows, like, because if it was one person, you'd be like, yeah, well, that person's just stupid. But, like, multiple people struggled with this. Very funny. And then after lunch, we played a game called Betrayers. How many programmers open a bottle? I figured it out by myself, like, so I'm proud. So it was kind of funny, this thing. So apparently there's this group that runs these games, the Betrayers, and they go around the country, you know, for people who hire them. So this is, I thought this was a thing at the venue we were at. I know the venue we were at, it was just you rent, you know, some rooms for whatever you need. Um, and these guys were like a separate thing. And there was a guy, I didn't take a picture of him, but like, it was so funny. He dressed like, he had these like boots and like medieval kind of shirt, like the white shirt, you know, like loose, and he was acting like he was trying to act like at some point it was so funny because like he didn't get a reaction out of us, like we were all silent. Oh, amazingly, he was like, I gotta make like a disclaimer, this is not based or inspired by the show called Traitors. I've never seen the show myself. So I didn't really know what I was getting into. I knew there was like some kind of deception thingy. So basically, we were teams of 6, and each team would have one betrayer. It was so funny every time he would say, he'd be like, and the betrayer. Also, he never wanted to say traitor. Like, I think he said one by mistake, a traitor, and he was like, no, a betrayer. But like, he would always like make it like the long betrayer. So funny. So we were 4 teams of 6. Wait, that means we were like 24 people. And I was in team 2. I don't know who made the teams. They didn't balance it very well. Because our team had 4 foreigners out of 6. 4 foreigners out of 6. So the first game, I wish I would have taken more pictures of like the mini games and stuff like that. So team 1 and 2 were grouped up together for the first game, and then team 3 and 4 were doing the second game, and then we swapped, and then we did we have 4 mini games to play. So the first game was the bells game. So what we would stand on the side each other, and then one member of the team would have to go and use these colored bells and look at a sheet that nobody can see and use the bells to play the song on the sheet. You know, it's just basically, you know, green, green, red, red, red. You know, you have to make the song with the bells, basically. And a lot of the songs were nursery rhymes. And we were like, well, people with children should know them. And we had 2 dads. Well, one is a new dad, but like 2 dads. And for foreigners. So like I don't know any songs like that. I was like, I'm fucking useless. Plus I'm very bad at music. Like recognizing stuff. I wouldn't know it. Wait, sorry. The selection process for or the betrayer in the team. So we had to sit in a circle looking at each other kind of thing. And we had to close our eyes, put our hands behind us, and they would come in and put like a lanyard with like a little paper inside, and it said dependable or betrayer. And we had to hide this and not show it to anyone else, obviously. And at the beginning when we were supposed to look at it, in our team, people just kind of like scrambled around to have a look at it and like just like quickly look. So funny. And then one guy acted so sus, he was in the other room looking at his thing, so I suspected him, and he was all giddy at the beginning. And I don't know, he was sus. So we started the game with the bells, and it was very difficult. But team 1 guessed a total of 6, and we guessed 1. Also, the rules weren't very clear, but apparently, so you had three guesses, right? So you couldn't just blurt out things until you got it right. So once we had 2 guesses, but it wasn't quite clear that if we do the third one and we're wrong, the other team gets a point. So we kind of gave them an extra point for being silly. During this game, one of our teammates just went toilet. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, you need to go toilet, but like, I don't know, he was like, I don't know, it was like either he has something going on, like he was using his phone a lot during the game and then went toilet, and I was like, can't tell if he's like a traitor or he's just something going on there. The first guy, like one of the guys that maybe just didn't want to be there, maybe, I don't know. One of the guys from our team, when he went to do the bells thing, he played it like really bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I played it quite bad, but I was trying really hard. But he played it really bad, and like neither teams could guess what it was. And I was like, what are you doing? Are you the traitor, like trying to sabotage us? So I was a little bit sus of him. But it was, I don't know, like people were just not really, I don't know. I guess like some people weren't into it as much as the others, so it was kind of difficult. And it's, you know, it's a little bit like Among Us. It's like, is this person trying very hard to look like he's innocent, you know? And it's funny, but so we lost the first game, so we didn't really know how this worked, but like we got it from this like first game. It was that the team that lost would get 100 like in money, like fake money, 250s, and you know, pounds. Someone called them fun bucks. And the winning team would get 200. So after the round is over, we had like 10 minutes to do it, or like something like that. But after the round is over, like your team has to elect 2 people to go to the round table Um, so each team has to go, like, has to send 2 people, and you gotta vote basically someone out. Like, not in a way like you vote Among Us out, but more like you're gonna accuse someone to be the betrayer, and you're gonna bet money on them. So if you were right, your team would win double that amount. So if you bet 100 and you got the betrayer, then you'd get 200. And we voted the guy that was Sasov at the beginning, because I was like, nobody else really acted like giddy or anything. It's very the first round is very hard to like figure out, and I was like, well, elimination process. And then I was with one guy they sent me at the table with the other guy I was sus of. And you know, it's kind of funny because like the guy came with a microphone at us, you know, at the table, and they were like asking, oh, so what's your name, blah blah blah. So and then he was like, so do you suspect anyone? And I'm like, well, I got one name, but we're gonna do the process of elimination. If it's not this guy, it's this guy next to me. And he was like, whoa. It's like one big accusations here. Yeah, it's like he was just being like an entertainment person, you know. It was funny. So we won 100, and I was like, well, we shouldn't bet all our money, right? And we bet like 50 on the guy I was sus of. So everyone had to go like in a line in the front. Well, one of the person from the 2, and we had to write on a board the name and how much we bet on it, and then we had to call it out, and then the person that was called out on the board, right, they will have to go there and show their card. And you know, if they were the betrayer, it would show on the card thingy their betrayer. But our guy wasn't the betrayer. So I guess he was just giddy about the games. So then we go back. I think it was the first round that one of the teams got the betrayer. Right at the beginning. So what happens? So if a betrayer is found, the games are not over, kind of thing. They basically give a dependable card to a person that used to be the betrayer, and another person in that group is gonna be selected to be the betrayer. It was made in such way so you know it's not stopped, so you're not like out of the game, you know, because that's not fun, right? You're just like, oh, you lost in the first round, so like you're out now. So now we knew that this guy wasn't, so he was safe, right? And we have the second game. The second game is a scavenger hunt. I was like, well, what could it be? Like, scavenger hunt, like what kind of mini game could it be? So we go there, and then she explains. She gave us a list with things and an iPad, and we had to take pictures, go around and take pictures of like the things on the list. But she said you'll get extra points for creativity. So our team did really well on that one. We won that one. But they were it was so funny because there were like some props on the table. We thought we had to find them on through that, like on that table, right? And then she was like, no, those are for another mini game. It was funny because both teams we were there trying to find items to take pictures of. And one of the things, it was like a hat, right? And then I was like, well, he has a hat. But then they were like, well, creativity, shouldn't we make it? So they put like, there was like a kettle, kind of like, well, you know, like a fake kettle on the table, and then like he put it as a hat, and like we took a picture of that. Someone in a prison, so there were like, I don't know, some weird bars next to some windows. So this guy went behind them, and we took the picture as like, you know, someone in a prison. What else? Yeah, we found a couple other things. It was like there was a painting. I had like a Van Gogh print on my t-shirt, so they took of that. Big door. They wanted to take a picture of the regular door, but there was like a fancy door, and I was like, no, let's take a picture of that. That one is different. So like I took of that. We did get extra points for that. And the funniest ones we had were something heavy and something light. And so for something heavy, one of the guys was like, what's something heavy? And then we were like trying to be creative about it, right? Because like creativity adds points. So he was like, there was like a blackboard, and he went and wrote responsibility. So I took a picture of the word responsibility. And then we were like, something light. And I'm like, what about wallet? And then like, one guy, he takes out his wallet, and then like, I took a picture of the wallet, and everyone, like, some yeah, it could be reversed as well. But like, some of us were like having fun with it. So, you know, the guy I was saying that if it's not the first guy, the second guy is the other guy. You know what he did, like, for like more than half of the game? He was in the initial room. He didn't come with us to go and find things that we could take pictures of. He stayed in the original room by himself. And because there was, the first item on the list was a spy related item. So he took some paper and he made like a shuriken out of paper. For like over 5 minutes. We had like 10 minutes, right, for the whole game. And for over 5 minutes, he made out of paper a shuriken. And he made, like, that was the only item, right? We had like 15 items or something on the list to take pictures of. And I was like, dude, where is this guy? Why is he not here? Is he just like trying to sabotage us by like not being here? In the end, we did miss like one item off the list. It was like something from 40s, like in 40s style. We couldn't really find something that would fit. Couldn't really think. We were running out of time, and then we ran out of time. They were like, okay, gotta come here. And I'm like, okay, well. But then we ended up getting like all the extra points for creativity. She laughed really, really hard when we showed her the wallet. She was like, that's a very good one. When I was like, so this is the something light Vinny's wallet. And she started laughing. So I'm proud of that. She like, I think we got most of the stuff. I think we had like 8 things out of like on the list that were getting extra points compared to the other team who got 2. So we won 200 in this one. And then I was like, then we had to go and vote, right? So we were like, okay, well, we'll send the first guy because he's safe, right? He can't sabotage us. And then wait, what was it? No, it was I can't remember now what it was like on second round. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was someone else, and we said, well, we gotta do this other guy. He's just like, he's done nothing for this game. And I was like, look, I'm not a betrayer. You have seen how hard I worked. I took the iPad and I went around, took all the pictures, and got very creative with everyone. You know, I was in it, right? I helped a lot for that game. I was like, I didn't help a lot with the first one. I just don't know nursery rhymes. I'm not from UK, so I definitely don't know them. We didn't have those in Romania, right? And I'm also not very good with music, so... But I proved myself in the second game, right? And... they went and voted the guy I was sus of, the second one. He was not a betrayer. So that was funny. We were like, well, shit, who is it then? Because like everyone kind of looked like they were helping, so yeah, he did all that work for 1 item out of 15. And well, he didn't get kicked out, he still stayed in the team, but now we knew he was safe, so... And I was just thinking, like, it's like, now there's like 4 other people, me included. And there's 3 other people, and I'm like... I didn't expect the actual betrayer. At all. And then we went and did the third game. What was the third game? So the third game was riddles. You know, that's actually funny that you're saying that, Rewell. After the third game, I went to the side and I pulled the fucking card out, and I'm like, maybe I didn't read the card well. Maybe I was supposed to be the fucking betrayer. So I took it out and I'm like, no, yeah, that definitely says dependable. Okay, you know, like I was doubting it after the third game. Because it would have been funny if like the betrayer didn't actually realize that he had to be the betrayer. So we had like now like 250 money, right? We won 200 in second game. We had leftover 50. Yeah, I think they voted another 50. We lost that. Yeah, 200 left. And I was trying to convince like the guy that I accused first, and I was like, because I gave him another, like I gave him the extra 50 I had because it was on me, and I was like, look, I think if you're the betrayer, um, was me, I could have just kept the money, I guess, right? Like, to be honest, like we were still confused about certain of the rules and how like the money counting was working. But basically, third game was riddles, and I'm not good at riddles. So you know those props that we were trying to take pictures of, those were for the riddle game. So she would say a riddle, and then we would have to go and find the item on the table that was the answer to the riddle. But we could only send one person, which was called the runner, right? So we were at one end of the room, and then like table like kind of like the other end, and you have to run and find the item and like give it to her kind of thing. And it was so funny because a lot of times you'd hear what the other team would guess, and then you just like go 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 go, you go get it. So it's like a race and stuff. There was a little bit of wrestling at some point. And that guy, you know, from the first game that went toilet, like he was still not very engaging, and we were kind of sus of him. I thought maybe like another guy is the betrayer, because he was trying sometimes like really hard, but like it was really weird because like sometimes he was trying really hard to help, but like sometimes he was like, you know, like very accusing kind of way, like what about this guy, you know? And like in this we didn't win this game, the riddle one. I also did, I was the runner for like a couple things, and I got most of the things except one. It was like a little bone toy, and it was like a heart toy, and me and this guy, we both grabbed it at exact same time, and he was like trying to rip it out of my hand. And I was holding onto it so hard. I was trying, but I was like, and I just let go at some point because it was starting to hurt my hand. I was like, oh fuck it, it's not worth it, you know? It's just a game. But he was holding so hard, like my finger still hurts a little bit, by the way. Because I grabbed onto it some, like, yeah, it was getting very serious. And I just let go of it. So we won another 100 because we lost. So we had $300 fun bucks. So we knew now like two guys are safe, so we sent them together to vote. And they were sure it was that guy from the first round that went toilet, right? So what they did, they bet all of our money on him, 300. And it was not. It was not him. He was just, I guess, I don't know, not into it. Maybe his mind was on something else. Like, I don't know. But we lost all our money. We were the first team to actually go big, because everyone kept like betting like 50-50, you know, so you don't give too much money to the betrayer if you're wrong. But our team, they just went full in, and I'm like, oh my god. And that's when like me and the other guys, we were on the side, you know, in the group, and we were like, well, it's very difficult figuring out who the betrayer is when everyone is just incompetent. we're like, this team is very difficult because everyone is just fucking incompetent. Hey Miss Constant, how you doing? I'm just talking about like a game we did with my colleagues yesterday. It's called The Betrayers. And now we had 3 out, 3 remaining, right? And last game was again kind of riddles. So there was like a big box with like 4 padlocks. We had to take the first page and guess the code. Like there would be like some questions or a riddle or something, and we had to get the number and then use those numbers to like get the code to the box. And then in the box you would get another paper, and that will give you, you know, the questions and stuff, puzzle for the next box, and so on and so on. And if you got all 4, the last one is an actual puzzle that you have to do, you know, like on the floor or the table, and that will give you the code to the last box, which was 500 fun bucks. Fun fact, nobody got to the big one. To the big prize. Nobody got there. So there were questions like, you know, how many sides does a hexagon have, you know? Stuff like that. And then we got the first one pretty quick. Like one of the guys that I was a little bit sus of, kind of throwing accusations. He helped a lot with that one. So he was starting to like get less and less. So we didn't finish it. There was one puzzle. It was like kind of like not crossword, but like it's similar to like crosswords, but it was with numbers, and we had to figure out at some point. Like the lady gave us like a hint, like the first number is like 7, you know, so we can at least go by there, because like we could not figure out. No, both teams were having a very hard time. And we eventually got it, but we got to the last one. So that one got guessed quite quick because it was like the first one. So we opened the third one, but then we ran out of time. So we won. 200, because we got the furthest in the game kind of thing compared to the other team. And some people were trying to brute force the codes, and I was like, come on guys. You know, just like guessing, but there's like a 4 combination you can't force. Like that's a lot of combinations. Sometimes it's like, well, we got one number, so at least we know one. Try the other ones. And then, but you couldn't do that because like you still had to let the other team try, you know. And I was trying really hard with the Like, I guess, is it Sudoku? I don't remember how Sudoku looks like. No, not Sudoku. Yeah, but it's not. Let me see. Crossword with numbers. It was something like this, right? And then they would give us, not like that, but like it would be like 2. So it would be like, and it was like 22. So we knew that 22 could only go in 2 places. So that was a good start, right? Because there's only 2 numbers, right? Yeah, but it was with, you know, and they would give us, and one was like super big number, so you would know that it goes into this other, like, longer, you know. So there were like 2 places where those big numbers could go, and it was just kind of figuring out of 3 which one goes where, you know. It's just basically crossword, but like with numbers. And I figured out later why I couldn't get it right is because the betrayer was in my ear, confusing me. I was trying really hard. To like solve it. But the betrayer was like right behind me, like over my shoulder. And he was like, "Oh, I think it's this. I think it's a 1. I think it's." That's the only time I think he actually. Yeah, because like basically we split our team, and one of the guys that was good with numbers, like he took another paper and he was like, you know, and then we got like the first number given to us, right? And then we were like, this gotta be like this number, right? Like I was sure that the second number was that one, but then we just had to figure out the last 2, and I was like, it's gotta be either that or that. So she confirmed that the second number was the one I guessed. And that's why like we still got it in the end. Because I was like, even though he was telling me that, I was like still confused. No, it can't be. You know, what he's saying. It doesn't make sense, right? But he was trying to be a betrayer, right? But the thing is, he's like the nicest guy. So he was having a hard time being a betrayer, I guess. So that was the last game. And then they were like, we were talking, and then I was like, well, who are you guys gonna vote? We're gonna send someone else there. And we were like, well, there's 3 of us. I think we sent like two of the guys that we voted earlier, you know, they're safer. And the guy accusing a lot of people, he was like, I don't know, Flo was like kind of trying really hard, but she wasn't like helping a lot with the numbers, and I was helping a lot with the numbers. I was like, excuse me, I'm mad at maths. I'm bad with numbers, okay? But I was like, I did try really hard with the scavenger hunt. Like I helped a lot on that one. He was like, yeah, you're right, you know. So we were like, well, then it's either one of you. And then decided to vote for the quiet one. Because like sometimes, you know, the betrayer can be like, you know, the quietest guy. He doesn't have to argue because everyone else would argue for him. So he kind of played that game. And then we voted him out and we got him, but in the end he still won because he had the most money as the betrayer from all the 4 teams. Because these guys like put like 300 on it on one that wasn't the betrayer, and he won a bottle of Lamborghini. Worst thing though, it was that our team didn't even get a fucking medal, like participation medal. Everyone else got a medal. Like first team that had most money got a medal. All the betrayers got a medal, I think, except like the worst betrayer. But then she still got like a medal because like that was the first team. And I don't know, it was a fun thing, right? Not even second place, no. 4th place. To be honest, I misunderstood. I thought we were 3rd. But yeah. It was fun. I wish we had more time there, like just chatting, but then like it was already like 4:30 almost, and we were like, okay, well, we should go and check in at the hotel because some people were like, oh, we can just go directly to the pub, and I'm like, I want to leave my bag. I don't want to be carrying my bag all night because like, yeah, we can check in late, but I want to leave my bag there. I don't want to like carry all this stuff with me because I had like, also like I was still in the long trousers. Oh my god, when we went outside, it was so hot. Because obviously we were in this like air-conned place and it was nice and cool. But outside it was really hot. So we went to the hotel, checked in, got my own room. I go upstairs. And I'll show you a picture of the hotel room. Very basic, except also it didn't have aircon. It had the window open and had like a little fan. I haven't even tried the fan because like it just doesn't do anything. Usually they're really cheap. And, you know, it was clean. It was a place to sleep for the night. I had a place to take a shower. So wait, shit, there was someone at my door? Oh, he got there. It was like 20 minutes ago. I didn't hear the notification. Yeah, big bed. I'm gonna download some pictures that someone else took. I didn't take that many pictures. I should have. So I changed in my shorts. Because I was like, it's way too hot. And the girl that was with us, oh, by the way, they forgot me in the hotel. I wasn't sure like when people were gonna leave, and then I was like, at some point I was like, well, I'll go down and see if there's anyone, and if not, I would just walk by myself to the pub. And I saw them, they were walking ahead, so I caught them right at the end. um and they were like, oh damn, I thought we like forgot about someone. And I'm like, thanks guys. That's great. And then the other girl was like, I need to go like to Primark to buy a shirt because like she forgot to bring a spare one, and she said like she got very sweaty, so she doesn't want to have like the same shirt the next day. And I'm like, okay. She had like long sleeves. I think, I don't know. She said she doesn't like to wear short sleeves. So of course she was hot, right? It was boiling hot. I was in t-shirt and long trousers and then changing my shorts. So I went with her to Primark. So this is in Birmingham, right? I've never been in the Birmingham city center like this. Dude, there were so many religious people on the high street, like trying to like talk to you about religion. From like different ones. Not all the same, like different ones. Like the recruiting and shit. That was so weird. I've never seen so many like religious people from like different religions in one place. I don't know, there were at least 3. There were some Christians, there were some Muslims. There was like some stands as well. Like there were some women with burqas and yeah. It was really weird. It was very busy. But we went to Primark. She couldn't really find something she liked. Obviously, it's somewhere. You can't really find long sleeve stuff. Everything is like kind of like see-through. She found something and it was like £22 and I'm like, oh, that's a bit pricey. Like, and then she was like, yeah. And I'm like, maybe like you get a t-shirt and then use one of the see-through ones on top of the t-shirt. You know, that's why I usually have like a t-shirt and then I have like a shirt on top, like a thinner one, just to kind of, you know, cover up a bit. But oh well, you know, in the end, so we walked. I got a message from my lead saying, oh, we're at the F1 arcade, and I'm like, okay. So I like she was also asking, so is it gonna be like Formula 1 stuff? And yes, I don't have a picture, but you can slightly see here. There were like so many racing rigs with Formula 1, and they had this like big ass Formula thingy, like Formula 1 skeleton, I guess. I don't know. On the ceiling. So we had a drink there. Yeah, it is upside down because it's hanged on the ceiling. It was nice. We didn't try any of the games. We just had a drink. They paid for one drink. The company paid, so that was nice. So I had a cider. And then after that, I'm almost done with my... It's almost like an hour and 40 minutes and I'm still talking about the meetup. We went for Indian. I didn't know what food we were gonna have. But we went for Indian food. I didn't eat any of the starters. I had one of their cocktails and it was alright, but I don't know, it was a bit weird. I didn't finish it. And this was the mains. So chicken tikka, chicken ruby. This was a dal sauce, so there was like a sauce. The lamb shish kebab, this was like a yogurt kind of minty cucumber and tomato sauce, and then we had the naan bread, and there was rice inside here. So I basically had like 3 tiny pieces of this chicken, the chicken tikka, and oh my god, they were so spicy. I thought I was gonna die. So I kept like, even though I started like I got some sauce and like of this one, the yogurt one. So I didn't eat a lot, and then we had for dessert we had the ice cream. I had pistachio one. It was alright. It was nice. One of the guys didn't receive his ice cream for a long time. Like we already finished, and then I called up the guy and I was like, "Hey, we missing a caramel ice cream here," and he gave it to me, and then I just give it to that guy, and he was like, "Thank you." I think he was feeling a little bit embarrassed that I was like, look, normally if I would be the one missing, I wouldn't be calling it out. But if it's for someone else, I do. Like, I get more courage about this stuff when it's for someone else. One thing is like, so we were sitting here, it was so busy, like full fucking restaurant, a massive restaurant, and it was full. It was so loud. We had to like shout. To kind of like hear each other. And this girl, I asked her to sit next to me because she was saying like, oh, she didn't get to talk a lot more like with someone last time, and I was like, you know, you can sit next to me this time and we can talk. I'll be your friend. But I was struggling to hear her because she would start talking, like you could hear it, and then it goes lower and lower, 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 you know, and then you could just not hear. And especially like in loud places, like if you're speaking to somebody, you have to speak directly towards them because otherwise the sound just gets fucking lost. And I did see some other people trying to like understand her, like that we were around and we were talking about something, and we could just not understand. Like sometimes I could not understand what she was saying. And you just do like the ha ha ha, yeah. Yeah. I felt bad at some point. But like I was trying really hard to just be there for her so she feels, you know, comfortable and have a nice time. And across from me was sitting a guy that he's actually Lithuanian. And he's we were talking a little bit, and he was like, I was saying that in uni a lot of Lithuanian people were adding me on Facebook because they thought I was Lithuanian, and he was like, yeah, when you joined, I saw your last name and I thought you were Lithuanian because your last name is Lithuanian name. I'm like, yeah, that's what everyone says, but like, no. Also, apparently they have pufulets in Lithuania. I thought it was a Romanian thing only, but they have pufulets. Because we were talking about like some of the starters, they had like popped rice, you know, and I was like, oh, this reminds me of these Romanian snacks like that we have. I think it's not rice. I think it's another grain that we actually use for pufarin. And I was describing that, and he was like, oh, is it actually made from corn? So he was actually meaning about the other ones, but I was like, and I showed them a picture of pufarin. But yeah, we stayed there. So, because that was at 6:30, I think it was like 8, just after 8 we finished. We didn't really want to sit there for drinks anymore. Everyone was just kind of like ready to go. Just go to a place, you know. And then we wanted to go to like a bowling place. We went there. But it was like, it was super busy. They had like pool tables and stuff, and like they had loads of people. And they were like, well, we have another place. There's like 15-20 minutes walk away from here. It's a little bit out of the way. And it's usually like empty because it's not in the city center, like right in the city center. So like nobody really kind of goes out there. So they usually have like free space. By this time, a lot of people have left. I don't even know when the director left. I think he left right at the restaurant. A lot of people dipped at that time. If they had to like take a train back and they weren't staying the night. But there were some people that stayed, that stayed out. You know, I was quite surprised. So there were some people that weren't like just drinkers. They weren't drinking any alcohol. So one of the guys was like, well, we should do something or go somewhere where we can like all enjoy it. Because like if we just go into a pub, well, these non-drinkers, you know, like won't have as much fun. So that's why we were going for bowling. And on the way to the bowling place, we lost like 4 people. They went into like a cocktail place. And we were like, okay, well, we'll meet you there. You know where it is. Well, and we went to the bowling place. Because like they were also like, they didn't want to make people spend money. It was for bowling, it was £12 per person. For pool, I think it was £20 an hour. So it was just kind of like, you know, you share the pool table, whereas for bowling you pay per person for one game. And some people, you know, they didn't really want to spend the money and were a little bit skirmish about it, you know. And then we were 6, 3 and 3 on bowling. To be honest, we could have played all of us on one lane, to be honest, but we did 2 lanes. And I was on the same lane with my team lead. The rest of the guys, they went upstairs. There was like an upstairs place for the pool. One of the guys that was like, he was a little bit more shy, and he didn't want to like, I don't know if it was because he didn't want to pay. I think he didn't want to pay because he's not good at bowling. He never played bowling. So he just didn't want to, you know, pay and be shit. Maybe that. So my team lead convinced him that he could do the first throw whenever it's his turn. It like he would do the first throw and then my team lead would do the second one. So he did give himself a handicap. So I won. To be honest, I was quite worried because like I'm not very good at bowling. I first throw 0. Right? 0. And I actually got a strike. First, like one of the rounds, I got a strike, so that put me quite high up. And then we finished the bowling, and we just went upstairs for these guys to finish their game. of pool. So we were just chatting. We was just chatting. I saw that there were like some benches and tables there, so I was like, can we please sit down, because like my feet are hurting. Like this was already like towards like 9 p.m. or something, you know, like it's probably like 9:30 by then. So I was just there chatting for a bit, talking about our cats. It was fun. And then we decided to go and move on to somewhere else. And on the way there, I found there was like right across the entrance to this place. There was this Groot-looking statue. It was really interesting. I had like a basket for where you know the weenie goes. Everyone called him Groot. And then so we went into like an arcade, NQ64. Like they have loads of like retro games, and they have a bar. And so you buy 20 tokens for £10. But a lot of games like it require like 2 tokens. Man, if I knew we were gonna go, we haven't decided we were gonna go here. I have a lot of these tokens from like last time I've been here in Newcastle, and I should have taken them with me just in case. But to be honest, I kind of forgot. There's a lot of things I forgot in the morning, to be honest. But there was like this cool like fluorescent painting on the walls and ceilings. Like you can see here, it's like it's actually like really nicely drawn. It looked really cool. So I had just one more drink there. Oh, in the other place, at the bowling place, I had 2 cocktails. Cause me, my team lead, and another guy, he usually talks a lot with my team lead. We decided that we'll do, each one of us will do like a round, you know. So I paid for the first round, and then like someone else paid for the second one, and like the third guy paid the last one. And while he got it here, and the cocktails were very expensive, so I was like, I'm not gonna get cocktails, so I just got another cider. But yeah, it's not a projection, it's actually drawn. I think. I didn't actually check. It looked like it was drawn. So we stayed there until like midnight-ish. We lost a couple more people. And then there was this one guy, the guy that brought us for the bowling thing and all that. He was like gathering the kids. All right, kids, time to go home. He was going around. Everyone, finish your drinks. We're going. It was kind of funny. And we all walked, and he was like, "Oh, I'm hungry." He was very drunk. He was very, very drunk. I was fine. So I was like, well, we could stop by a kebab shop. Like he was like, he wanted like kebab, and I'm like, we could stop by a kebab shop. So just like we were walking down that street towards our hotel, and there was a kebab shop there, and I looked clean enough, and then we stopped in front of it, wait everyone else to come up, and we're like, well, does anybody else want like some food? Usually after drinking you kind of need some food, and man, stopping by the kebab shop is such a typical thing to do on a night out. I got loaded fries with chicken kebab meat and cheese, because I was like, I don't want like a full kebab and chips and like all that. It's too much. Like I wasn't that hungry. But it was like, yeah, it was really good. It had like chips and then cheese on top, and then like the chicken, and then like I had garlic mayo. So I bought that, and the girl that was with us, she didn't buy any food, and I was like, you want some of mine? She was like, oh no, don't bother. Like, look, I can go and get you a fork if you want, because I'm not gonna finish this anyway. Like, I did throw away like half of it anyway. She was like, oh, maybe. So I went inside, grabbed another fork, and then I gave her a fork, and I was like, come on, here. And then she ended up getting food from everyone. Everyone was going around and giving her, oh, come on, have some chips, have some kebab. Everyone was feeding her. And she was just going around with a fork and eating from everyone. So we were walking and eating at the same time. Again, very typical experience. Because I was laughing, like we're doing the full experience of a night out, you know, like stop by the kebab shop and eat outside. We're not even like inside, and we went and we got to the hotel. It was just about 1 a.m. or something like that. We all went in, and some people were like so loud, man, in the hotel, and I kept saying, shh, be quiet, man. It's like 1 a.m. Other people might be sleeping in the hotel, right? And I thought I wasn't that tired, and I lay down, and I was on my phone, and I was like, gone. Just like fucking gone. And yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night once, and then I went back to sleep. And I woke up at 6, and then I couldn't really sleep after that. The seagulls were so loud. I don't know why there are seagulls there. Birmingham is not near water, like not near like the sea. Why are there so many fucking seagulls there? It was so loud. And then, you know, like cars started going by, police cars, and like it started getting very loud. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then like just before 7, I went and took a shower. I was like, well, you know, I'll be ready if like other people wake up. Maybe we'll go someplace. But then I was like, man, I can't send a message at like 7 a.m. Nobody's gonna be awake at 7 a.m. Only at me. So I waited until 7:30. I sent a message in our Slack channel, like random channel. I was like, well, if someone is up and wants to go grab coffee or food, you know, let me know. And nobody answered. Obviously this is like a Saturday, right? So people might have their notifications off anyway, so they wouldn't check Slack. And then I talked with my mom, because I was like, it was like 8 a.m. and I was like, I'll talk with my mom, because like she's probably getting ready to go to the beach. She's in Barcelona. And then I was thinking I would rather just talk with her now, and then when I get home I just, you know, go bed and not worry about having to talk with her, you know, because I know I'm gonna be tired when I get home. And he's I'm stretching my legs. Oh yeah, talking about legs. When I woke up this morning and I got off the bed in the hotel, my legs, like my muscles, really had like pins and needles. But like only for like a little bit, for a couple steps. It was really weird. Um, you don't mind drinking events? Hey Roach, how you doing? It's been a while. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't drink as much as I used to, and I do try for work events to like not drink too much. Like, to be honest, at this point, like in the night, like it was like almost like 12 and I had a couple drinks, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't drunk or anything. But it was the start, you know, that was the point where it's like I could tip over on the other side. Like if I had one more drink, like a strong drink, I could have tipped over on the other side and keep going, you know, and keep drinking and actually get drunk. But I stopped there because I knew that that's my tipping point. um, yeah, you drink like your own limoncello and stuff. So I can imagine people not being able to outdrink you. um, but yeah, at like 8:20 after I finished talking with my mom, I checked Slack to see if there's any messages responding, and there wasn't anything. So I did, you know, like the sad cat with the thumbs up. I put that emote in Slack in my a reply as to my thread. And I was like, yeah, great. Just lonely here. Nobody answering me. And then it was like 8:30. One of the guys answered and he was like, he's awake and he could go for some food. And he was not, and I was like, okay, well, I just need to get dressed and I'm ready, so let me know when you want to meet downstairs. So he was like 1:45 and I was like, okay. And then another guy answered that he's also coming, and if we're gonna wait for him because he has to take a shower, and I was like, yeah, sure, we can wait. And then I went downstairs because it was like 16 to 9. Because I didn't want to be like, you know, too early downstairs. I was just sitting in the hotel room. But they were actually already downstairs. Like the guy that finally answered me saved me from embarrassment. And there was he was with someone else downstairs. And then another guy eventually did message and he was like, oh, you guys gone or you wait for me? And I was like, yeah, we can wait. And then a couple of us, we went to Weatherspoons. Because one of the guys was like, well, the lady on the desk, she was like, there's a Weatherspoons nearby, so we can go there for breakfast. Like, you know, a lot of people joke about Weatherspoons in UK, but it is a reliable place. And you know what you're getting. So I went for a traditional breakfast and an orange juice. I wasn't hungover at all. Like, none. I guess because I did eat and I didn't drink that much. I guess I had 2 ciders, 3 cocktails. Wait, I'm thinking. Yeah, 2 ciders, 3 cocktails. Like, not a lot. And I ate during that as well. The McDonald's of the UK. Yeah, I don't know about dehydrated, like that. I didn't drink any like much water. I drank a little bit of water during the meal at the Indian place. Wait, since Roach is here, I'm gonna show him picture of the main meal. Because I know he's a foodie. You're a foodie, right, Roach? Yeah, we had breakfast there. It wasn't too expensive, to be honest. So that was nice. But that's another thing. You can't say. What? Too small. Send you a picture. Zoom in. Um. And then I went for the train. It was super busy, and then I got home about 2:30. I stopped by Sainsbury's and I bought a couple things to eat. Because I was talking in Discord and potatoes? No. So this is chicken tikka. Chicken tikka. Dal sauce. Chicken ruby. Lamb shish kebab. Some yogurty sauce, salad, bread, and then the rice here. Because we had the meat option, meat platter, right? There was a vegan, like a vegetarian option as well, but on our side we were all like meat eaters, so we were fine. But it was one of those sharer platters, right? So everyone had to get as much as we wanted. And one guy that he was technically part of a different platter, so we were 3 on one platter, but normally it's like 4 on one. And they ran out on the starters. They ran out of like the bread thingy that they had, but we had extra because I didn't really want to eat the starters, and we were like, yeah, just take from here. He was like, oh great. I'm gonna get some more from you guys. But yeah, the meetup was a lot of fun, to be honest. I was a little bit anxious about it. Like, I get anxious about meeting people. But it was a lot of fun. Everyone was very friendly. Didn't have any issues with anyone. But like I said, you know, the programmer that never really talks to me, he barely talked to me. Like, he barely talked to me. Like, I felt like him being a programmer, like, maybe he would approach me or like come into our group with where, because I was a lot of times in like that kind of group with my team lead, but he was never there. After you shame him, of course he won't talk to you ever again. yeah. No, it's completely gone forever. But I don't know. I talked with some other people, and I didn't get to talk with everyone as much. I talked with a couple people. It was fun. It was interesting to see some people, like IRL. Like, they don't look like like their pictures. But yeah. I did say I wasn't gonna keep this one as long as last time, but it's already 2 hours. It's probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know, like on Discord, you have like a different picture, but I don't know if like on your Teams or Slack, if you have like a real picture. I have a real picture on Teams. Sorry, on Slack. Well, not on Jira. On Jira, I have my grumpy cat. Says the VTuber avatar does like the person. Yeah. Oh, I see. I may have to make a work person. You know, actually it's funny because like in our game we have a character called Flo. I was actually asked by my director if I'm gonna be okay with that, because like the writer didn't know me who made this character, because he's not like a full-time kind of employee, so he didn't know me, but he named someone Flo. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then like concept art comes in and she looks exactly like me. White hair. I was like, wow, that okay. I'll take it. I guess I'm gonna be like I don't know. I was happy about it, so but it's one of those things where I was like, well, are you sure you want me to have an NPC, a character, you know, like with the name in the game? Because it's like, you know, like loads of things happen. I was like, what if you find out like I'm a fucking murderer? Like, you know, like obviously I'm not. Right? But it's your company, right? You should decide if you want someone. Voiceover, I can't do the voiceover because I don't have the accent, unfortunately. But like even the description, she sounds like a lot like me. Like if I was in that universe, I'd probably be very aligned with her. So it's really funny, like seeing like this totally made up character that is basically me. It'll be fine. No, it has to be a Welsh accent. I can't do Welsh accent, or a British accent at least, you know. Rewrite it. Rewrite the character so I can be the voiceover. That'll be funny. I mean, I don't mind it too much. I could do it. I would need to get paid for the voice acting though. Like that's not part of my job description. I'm a programmer. Okay, it's been 2 hours talking about the one subject, Jesus Christ. But it was a big thing, right? That happened the past two weeks. Gonna move on and just shortly talk about what I've been watching for the new anime season. We talked last time, we went through the list of new anime, and I did say like, oh, I'll watch this, I won't watch that. But now it's kind of been like, we had enough time. Almost. I think Kaiju number 8, season 1, first episode is today. So that is not on my list because it hasn't started yet. But yeah. And so we got some new seasons. Reborn as a vending machine. It's, you know, it's funny. It's like it's a good chill kind of anime. Sakamoto Days, second season. I kind of forgot that it was gonna be, and then it was like, oh shit, I saw on Twitter and I was like, oh shit, it started, and like I watched like an episode. Second season of Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince. It has a long ass name. I'm gonna say, nah, I don't know like the whole thing. This one is the one where it's like he gets reincarnated well as the Seventh Prince, and he's like a child and he gets super crazy about magic. He's super powerful. It's very interesting. The second season, where it's going. I do question sometimes the art style and the animation style though. Makes it a little bit weird considering this is like a child. But you know, Japan. And then it's season 4 of Rising of the Shield Hero. This one is I don't know, it's like it's so long. It's now season 4. I don't really know where this is going, but it is kind of interesting, this part of it. I'm curious where it's like, how it's gonna go. I'm not gonna spoil anything, sorry. I'm just kind of like trying to give a vague thing, you know, like how I feel about them. And in terms of like, I'll go from lowest ranking to the top of what I like most. So there's 2 anime that I'm probably not gonna watch. I watched like the first episode and I was like, I don't really like. So one of them was Omnio Kaiten Rebirth. It was this guy that went from like into like a parallel world of sorts or another realm. And there's like mechs, like spiritual mechs. I don't really, I don't know. It was weird. It didn't really catch me. So I'm probably gonna drop it. And one which I like, it's cute. It's very cute. It's called With You and the Rain. It's about this girl. She finds a tanuki on the street and takes it in and adopts it basically, but she thinks it's a dog. The funny thing though about it is that this tanuki is like using like in writing on paper, and he writes like messages. And it's like, how do you not fucking question that? And like, also, it's not a dog. And everyone is like, looking at it. And it's like, nah, it's not a dog. And then the tanuki is like, putting a paper up quickly. Yes, I am a dog. Look at me. I'm a dog. You know? And it's like, so they are questioning, like, the people in that story, they are questioning the fact that she thinks it's a dog, but they're not questioning like the fact that the tanuki is writing on paper. So I don't know, it's cute and funny, but also like I don't really see where this could go and to keep me going, so I'm probably not gonna watch the rest of it. Maybe when I'm like super bored, I would just watch all of it in one go and something, you know. So from anime that I'm gonna keep watching for a while, but this is like the worst ranking, is the Shy Hero and the Assassin Princesses. I'm curious where it's going, but there isn't like a lot happening right now. It's basically, there's this like guy, it's like an adventurer kind of guy, and he's like considered a hero. I don't know why. He's super strong, but he has communication issues, and especially around women. So there's, for some reason, everyone wants to fucking kill this guy. So the demon lord sends his daughter to kill him. There's an assassin, and she's like just kind of like a mercenary. She gets hired to kill him. And then the other one is, she's like it's just her own personal interest to like conquer him, because she's like from the pleasure district, so she's very like, you know, open with her sexuality and stuff. And this guy is just like, every time a woman touches him, he just basically passes out. But it's just a little bit funny, you know, like where like the way they use that, like they make him pass out just so they can talk about the assassination, and they make like a pact thing about trying to assassinate him and see who wins kind of thing. But I don't really know where like more than that can go, so I guess I will see if it picks up in a couple more episodes. The next anime is The Lord of Mysteries. I put it quite low, but it might go up. I don't know. It's starting to become a bit more interesting. It does have quite a few episodes. I think it's like 5 episodes out by now. It is a Chinese anime. So it's kind of weird to listen to it in Chinese, but I'm kind of getting used to it because it's not bad. It's just the first episode was super confusing. Like, it was too much happening. There's like loads of superpowers, and I can't say too much about it without spoiling it, like the whole thing. The animation is very nice and interesting, and the art style. Definitely watch and make your own opinion kind of thing, you know. The next one is New Saga. I think it has it might have a longer name, but New Saga is like the short part. It's about this guy that he was part of the hero party defeating the demon lord, blah blah blah. They defeat the demon lord, but his like everyone in his life basically dies by the end of it, you know. So he's like, at what cost did I do all of this? Like, okay, I saved the world, but like there's nothing left for me. You know. So he goes and touches like this stone, and it goes back in time a couple years before that, one event that took the first person out of his likelife. So he's trying to basically rewrite history, blah blah blah. It's all right. We'll see where he goes. Gonna keep watching. The next anime is Private Tutor to the Duke's Daughter. We had some of these like in the ranking. I wasn't quite sure where to put them. This one, I don't know. It could be interesting. I'm gonna keep watching. It's about this guy. He's actually very good, you know. He becomes like a tutor for magic for this girl that's a duke's daughter. She has issues with magic, blah blah blah. We'll see how weird it gets. Obviously he's older, and these are girls, like very young girls, like 11ish, you know. And some scenes were a little bit, it really pisses me off, man. Why can't you just like just make it normal? Next one is Scooped Up by an S rank adventurer. This is kind of like the typical, like the new trope we've seen around in the fantasy kind of worlds, where, you know, there's like the hero party or like the top party, and this guy gets kicked out because the guy is like super confident, and then actually doesn't like him, and he wants his own harem to keep. So he kicks out like the only good guy in the team, and actually that's the guy that was holding together like the whole fucking team. So he gets recruited by this girl. She's actually in like an S rank. I don't know if all of them are S rank in that party. And then he has like to do like a test to prove that he can be in that, because he has such low self-esteem. And it started with the fault of who the woman who taught him magic, because she basically like drilled into him since he was a child, you know, you need more, because like I think she was like part of a party that defeated the Evil Lord or something. I don't know, but like there was some mistakes. She kept saying about mistakes, you know, and doesn't want him to do the same mistakes. So I think maybe she got like overly confident in her skills and like someone died because of it. So she drilled into him that he's never good enough. Which, you know, it kind of hit a bit close to home. But he has like very low self-esteem, even though he's like, he could be like a triple S rank with the skills he has, right? But because of his confidence, like he's always putting down like what he can actually do. He actually does it like impossible stuff. But you know, is that typical trope. So we'll see where he goes. So far so good. No inappropriate stuff so far, so that's good. The party does have another male member, so you know, not a full harem thing. So I'm up for that. The next anime is, you know, still again magician, water magician. More magic and fantasy stuff. I love my fantasy. Now I'm into this style. You know, I don't know how long it's gonna last. This is a reincarnation story. He gets reincarnated. And it's about he meets a guy. He's like training himself to be a water magician by himself. He doesn't realize how actually strong he is. He meets a guy that washed up on the shore there, and then he goes with him out in the world. Not gonna say more than that, but I think it's gonna be good. But again, there's a lot of this trope where they don't realize how strong they are. But like sometimes like some anime take it a bit too far. Like they're like way too like they don't want to like realize but like some anime is like the people around that person, they don't try to explain to them, no, you're actually extremely strong. So, you know, do have confidence in yourself and stuff like that. I don't know about this one. I think this one is kind of like is going into the direction where they're trying to explain to him that, you know, actually you're crazy strong. But we'll see. I'm enjoying it so far. The next anime is not reincarnation isekai, but it is kind of like that medieval style in a way. It's called Betrothed to My Sister X. It's a romance anime. The thing is, anything I'm gonna say about it is gonna spoil, because I read this title, Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, and I was like, this is gonna be weird. But it was not. It's like, it fits the title. It really fits the fucking anime. Watch it. That's all I can say. Watch it. Like, if you like a romance anime, that is obviously like, it's still kind of like fantasy, like a little bit, like, but it's, you know, just more romance than the fantasy part. Another fantasy anime, Secrets of the Silent Witch. This is a very interesting one. I actually watched today, like, the new episode. There's like some witches like that are like top tier, you know. And this girl, she's so shy that she couldn't do magic because you have to do the incantation. She couldn't do magic because she couldn't ever speak in front of the class to try and do the magic. Like, she was great with magic. It was just like she couldn't do it in front of the class or the professors. So she's also like a math kind of enthusiast. So she finds a way to do magic without incantations, which is supposed to be impossible. She gets recruited to protect the prince, which is in a school, so she has to go in the school to protect him. So I'm not gonna say any more than that, but like, you can imagine this shy girl. She's already went through school once, and now they're like putting her through school again when she's still shy after like so long. Obviously I think like she's very young still, so she did school at like very early ages because she was like a genius kind of thing. So now she goes again. It's that kind of story, you know, where it's like a genius kind of shy person gets another chance at like school life and making friends and such, you know, blah blah blah, with magic stuff. Next one, Ugly Mug Epic Fighter. Dude, when I saw this one I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is like a sort of a reincarnation, but like not really. I don't know, it's kind of like they choose to go there in this world. They get another chance at life kind of thing. They could stay there or they can choose at some point to return or something. But most people that go there, they want to leave the real world. And he gets an option when he's registering for this thing. He gets an option to like put different stats, and one was appearance, and he put appearance minus 255. Which made him really ugly, but like not just like, so he got himself fat, like bald I think, and like has this mole with like a hair. I guess that's their definition of ugly, and maybe like what they could make in an anime. And because of that, he also had like they have like an extra like place, like a note place, and you could put anything in there, and that could affect like the stats and like your character. And he put like a lot of stuff in, like, oh, he can't, like, he makes like 1 out of 10,000 money, you know, like, so basically money is not good. So he kept putting so many that he had like 2 trillion or like something like that points to put into his stats, because he gave himself so many negative things. One of them is like he takes like 10% damage whenever a girl touches him. But he runs out of time when he writes these things in there. He doesn't actually get a chance to put any points, any of those. He had like trillions of points, right? But he doesn't get a chance to actually put them into any of the stats. So he wakes up in the new world, and he meets like 2 other people that got reincarnated there, and they get attacked by goblins, you know, typical. Plus 10 HP when a guy touches them. But yeah, so because he forgot to put the points, he was actually extremely weak. Like, he couldn't defeat the goblins, and everyone thought that he was so weak. But then he realizes, oh, I didn't actually put my points. So he puts all his points like equally, I think, in all the stats, because he has so many. And he basically gets epic god status. So he goes and like hits this goblin. Obviously, like now he has all the points, so he defeats it in like one little hit. And he also had that he gets like 1,000 times the XP. So he leveled up from 1 to 61 in what from one goblin. But now like everyone thinks like he's like this guy like super poor and like super weak, so everyone like pities him, and it's very interesting. I will see where it goes, because it seems like I thought he's just gonna like part ways with these guys, but looking, you know, you can see from the starting opening and the opening and the ending that he's still gonna stay with these people. So that's a fun one. I think it's gonna be a fun one. The next anime, 2 more left. Apocalypse Bringer Minogra. So this is another reincarnation story, but it's a little bit like Overlord, where he's an evil being. So I'm very curious how it goes, because like he's still a nice guy, like, right? Like, it's different when you play a game and it's like, haha, I'm gonna be the evil guy, right? And in a game, it doesn't affect anything, right? In it, like a single player or something, you know? And I think the game he was playing, it wasn't a multiplayer game. It was, I think it was like a strategy game where he had to build his empire of evil beings. So he's gonna do that again, and it's very interesting. I'm very curious where it goes. The last anime is Clevatus. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's Roach doesn't know what's going on. We're talking about an anime called Ugly Mug Epic Fighter, and this guy put like a special condition on his character, basically saying that whenever he gets touched by a girl, he takes 10% damage, or like he loses 10% of his health. And then Andre was making a joke that maybe should have put that to put the, you know, when a guy touches him, he gets plus 10 HP. What is this plot? Honestly, watch it. It's very funny. So Clevatus is the last anime on my list. Is in a world where there's like some countries, and then on the side of these countries there's like the demon kind of like beast layer continent, I don't know, and there's like these super god kind of beasts that protect these areas, and these countries are like, oh, we're gonna send our heroes to defeat them so we can go and explore, obviously, because they what they actually wanted is like the resources from those lands, you know, typical. So they send the heroes, and they get absolutely fucking obliterated by this beast, and he gets mad that why are they invading his territory, right? Like, it's kind of normal, right? Why stay in a fucking country, like, what are you coming over here for, you know? So I was sympathizing with him. So he gets mad and he goes in and attacks the capital of where these heroes came from, destroys it all. But then someone is like, oh, please take this child. Oh, I don't understand, to be honest. That part I didn't really quite understand. Like, But eventually he decides to take the child. Maybe it will change his opinion about humans. So he takes his child, but then quickly realizes that he doesn't know how to raise a human child. So his first idea is, I will resurrect the female hero, because she's a female. She's got to be able to, like, you know, feed this child. And then, you know, she gets, you know, blah, 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 realization. She's actually, like, under his control, blah, blah, revive. And then she's like, I can't feed it. And he's like, what? Well, I'm maybe a female, but only, like, women that just had a child can give them milk. He was like, okay, you're gonna help me find one. So they go into the human world part of the world to try and find someone to feed the child. To be honest, I don't know, like, the time seems a little bit weird, because, like, this child will have starved by then, by the time they did actually find someone, you know, if it was a real thing. But, like, you just kind of have to look over these things. But it's kind of interesting to see him. I think this is the most interesting one. You know, it's not your typical, you know, reincarnation story. Like, I love them, but, like, this is different. And I do love when, like, the dark side tries to understand the humans and all that, and you see the story from their side instead of the other side, you know, the good side. So I do enjoy it. So that's anime that I'm watching, plus Kaiju number 8, which I'm gonna watch soon. More, I guess. The Devil is a Part-Timer. I haven't watched that one because it felt like a harem one, like a weird one. So I didn't go for it. It might not have been, but it was giving that impression at the beginning. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. Maybe I should give it a try. Was it good, or you didn't care for it? You don't remember? Just remember one bit. What's the bit you remember? Spoiler. Aw. I'm not gonna watch it. So I guess in terms of the games chats that I wanted to talk about, I want to talk a little bit about the Ark, like Survival Evolved Aquatica DLC that just fucked everything. We have talked about this before. So basically, Ark Survival Evolved was abandoned. You know, it was a finished game. You can't say it was abandoned. So it was just like it won't receive any more updates because they released Ark Survival Ascended, which was Unreal Engine 5, and it's gonna get new content and stuff, which is fair. You know, like they couldn't just keep going if they were gonna have like a separate one. But a lot of people are still playing the previous game because it runs on older computers and gear. Yeah, hashtag let games die. Some games, you know, at some point you have to let them die and just move on. Wink wink Daisy. You know, just say. But it's been a year and a half since Survival Ascended released. And then all of a sudden they're like, Snail Games, the publisher, they are like, oh no, we're gonna make a DLC for the previous one. Like, why? I don't really... I'm struggling to understand the process. Like, the thought process of this publisher. Like, what is that? What is the actual goal? Like, we still don't know. What was the goal? Because it wasn't really to make money. Because they released this DLC at 40% off. They released the DLC at 40% off, so like you don't do that much. So they made a brand new studio to work on this DLC. I don't actually know if they made it or just hired it, but like, because the wording was like they put together some devs to make this. So, but it is a separate studio, so they must have made it, you know, that's why I took that as such. There were apparently like 10 people on the team. One of the devs posted about this, and they laid off like half of them and the rest had to finish the DLC. And then they also like they released an AI trailer for the announcement of the DLC, which everyone just like shit on them for it. But AI will take our jobs. It got so much like such a bad feedback, you know, negative feedback, that it's just no. I mean, I can understand maybe if they put an effort, but like that was no effort. There was no effort in that. Like, at least if they put the effort in it, like, I mean, they put some work, right? I mean, it might be that still with AI and I hate it, but like, put some work, man. There was no effort in that. But they made the announcement, you know, just before the release, and they basically said, all the mods, well, most of the mods are gonna break, but you're not getting the dev kit for the next few weeks. There's still a lot of players for that game, and they literally just ruined it for everyone with this release. Like, why? So okay, so I have a problem with Snail Games, like releasing this DLC, whatever fucking reason you have, not good enough. But I do have a problem with the devs themselves, because deciding what to put in the game is one thing, but deciding to change the tech that you know is gonna affect the mods and all these private servers, that is basically the lifeline of this game at the moment, because they closed all the official servers, right? And that's all there is, like just the custom private servers and like the mods left. I don't know if like anyone is still playing on console. I think ASC was console as well. Um, so they made an announcement in their Discord. They made a separate Discord, by the way, because like Wildcard, the actual maker of Ark, washed their hands of it, and they were like, we have nothing to do with it anymore. This is all Snail Games. This is not us. We haven't been involved in it at all. So these guys made like a new Discord because they weren't getting any access in the Arc Discord. They are pushed to the side, like, just you guys deal with your own shit. Like, we're not part of that, which is very fair. But they made the announcement, because I did talk about it in like our Discord, and saying basically, if a modder doesn't return to this game that has been abandoned over a year and a half ago to fix the mods, they will fix it. They will fix them themselves. But there was no other clarification what that means. And I got pissed off on the behalf of the modders of Ark. I don't have a mod that, you know, is popular or anything. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, you don't have the source. How are you going to fix it? Secondly, what rights do you actually have to go and fix them? Well, I had because I was talking earlier, I said, you know, I'm going to talk about ChatGPT and like the argument I have with it, because while it's still very good, you can't just trust what it tells you. So I asked ChatGPT about the rights of Snail Games to republish the mods because they're broken. And then he goes in, like, finds me some answer, and that some random person answered on a forum like 5 fucking years ago or some shit. And I'm like, that is not correct. That is not a trusted source. Yeah, he just finds something and will give me that. And I was like, yeah, that is not the correct source. Like, it has to be from the EULA of the Arc dev kit, which is posted on the Epic Games launcher. And he's like, kind of basically saying he can't find it. But he was saying basically that the devs have the rights to republish and like to fix our mods and republish them because it affects the stability. It's critical to the game's stability. And I'm like, well, it's not critical, because the game can run without mods. Like, to play on official, you don't need to, like, that's the main game, right? Mods is a separate thing. A mod is not a requirement to run the game and to play on the official servers or on single player, right? It's like an optional thing. So if a mod breaks at any point, it's not critical for the game, you know. Yeah, so they will have to republish under their own name. So that's where the legal part comes in a way, where it's like the license terms. And ChatGPT was trying to convince me that they do have the rights, and I'm like, do they though? Do they publish? No. They have rights to take the idea from the mods, that says in the EULA basically, of the dev kit. To take, you know, like the idea, which they've done a lot of times, right? Like, they've done a lot of times. But But they can't just take the whole mod and put it in the game, you know? Yeah, I was trying to argue with AI. So they don't own all the assets, and they say they can remake the mod in a way, yeah, but it wouldn't be the same mod. They can't just take the mod and put it in the game, because like if I used any assets that are licensed, they don't get the like the rights automatically through their, you know, their licensing. They can't do that, so they will have to replace all the assets, plus they don't have the source still. And ChatGPT was like, well, yes, you're right, the dev kit EULA does not give them the rights to republish your work. So ChatGPT agreed with me eventually, and then it was like, but Steam Workshop EULA allows the devs to do it, to republish the mods. And I'm like, does it though? It was like, it gave me like a paragraph thingy from the EULA of Steam Workshop, and I'm like, and it kind of says something along the lines of, you know, Steam Valve has the right to use, republish, rehost, blah 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 blah, along with its affiliates. That's the exact word they use, affiliates. And I'm like, that's a very broad term, affiliates, because who are the affiliates? It could be anyone that Valve is related to, but does affiliates actually mean the devs? Because the devs are not affiliates in a way to Valve. They're just, you know, they're using the platform. Yeah, for servers redistributing assets when you load in. It could be for that, yeah. So I was like, I don't think that would actually stand in court, right? Like, even if it was for meaning the devs that have the rights to rehost, especially in a European court, it wouldn't stand a chance, because it's an unfair term, you know. And that's where I ended my argument with ChatGPT. But it's just basically, I was just trying to find out the actual source of the EULA that they would have the rights to the mods. And I found that they don't have rights to republish on the Steam Workshop, basically. And I asked the dev that kept making a big thing that he's gonna stream Aquatica, and he didn't answer. Like, and I did ask, like, under Nekatus Twitter about this as well. And of course there was at least one person. So one person was like, well, the devs said it in Discord, so they must have the rights. And I'm like, well, you're very gullible and naive. You believe anything that a dev is just gonna say. You know? That's not how it works. You don't just take someone's word just because they're a dev. In the same way that they can't just take my word, even if I show them some stuff, right? Like, you can go and research, right? Just go and research yourself. You don't have to trust my word on it. And another response was from someone. It's like, why do you care about it? Because, like, they're trying to help the community by fixing the mods, the devs. And I'm like, I didn't answer to that because I was gonna get into a whole thing. And I'm like, what? It's still the modder's property. Like, how I decided that I will stop modding DayZ and that nobody has the rights to republish my stuff. It's my right. I made the mod. People, if there is a way to fix it, like through modding, like in DayZ, they can do that, but they still have to respect the rules of the license. But in Arc, you can't really do that. So the devs can talk like that. So far, the devs have been posting a lot, like, oh, the modders need to like get in touch with us and like fix the mods, blah blah blah. But like, let's say I'm a modder that has released a very important mod in that game. Now it's been almost 2 years since I had to, like, I left the mod running for 2 years. 2 years, no problems, right? I moved on to the other game. All the tools, all that stuff. Maybe I don't even have the source, I doubt, but like, maybe I don't even have the source anymore. I moved on, man. It's 2 years. You can't ask me after 2 years to just come back and fix the mod that was working fine for 2 years. To go and fix it. You can't ask me that. Like, I moved on. I don't have the tools, you know. Why didn't they just, like, that's my problem with the devs themselves. Like, they didn't need, maybe they needed, I guess, but like, they needed to find a way of doing this update without breaking 90% of the fucking workshop. Dude, everything was down on the day of release. Nothing was working. They ruined that game. So what they did eventually, they did put like another branch so people can like go on that branch and play the old version, basically. Yeah, nothing but the new DLC. They did add some new servers, but they said only for 2025 official servers. So even so they're releasing this, and then they can like, they'll be like, oh yeah, well, we'll shut them down like at the end of the year. Yeah, fuck you guys. You paid. That's all you get. Like half a year. Arc Survival Evolved, this thing that we were talking about. So they closed all the official servers, and now they came back with a new DLC. They said, oh, we're gonna give you some official servers for this new DLC, but only till the end of the year. It's so stupid. I'm pretty sure it has like overwhelmingly negative. Yeah. Most people refunded. It's interesting. A lot of these reviews, it doesn't show how many hours they played. I think everyone refunded. I do wonder how like they made all this, because apparently they had like 70 something new creatures, which is kind of a lot considering like Arc usually brings one new creature like every 6 months. ASA was like Arma Reforger. In a way. DayZ is still going with the updates for DayZ, right? Whereas it would have been like DayZ saying, yeah, we're done with DayZ. We're moving on. So everyone like that cares about it like will move on. People that can't play the new one, they will just stay behind and play the old DayZ. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a mess. Like, I wouldn't be happy for a dev to, like, I wouldn't be happy for DayZ to just be like, oh, you abandon your mod, but it's very important because it's in top 10 most used mods. We're gonna take your mod now and republish it on Steam Workshop. And fix it for you. I'm like, no, you have no rights. I don't care that it's broken. It's my stuff, right? Some others would be okay with it. I mean, some others might be like, yeah, sure. Crap, kitty. 8. And when I came home, Jamie was like kind of scared to approach me, and then he realized, but he smelled me, and then he was like, "Mom, you're home!" And he started like cuddling me. How far am I with my game? We don't talk about that. I haven't worked on it anymore since I made that fireball. I've not had the time. I'm like so busy all the time. I had that deadline and a little bit cross with Unreal Engine, and I have to do like all this DIY work, and I'm so tired all the time. Like I don't have the... Sometimes I do get like spurs of inspiration, and I'm like, oh, I would love to make this, but like it's kind of like I would love to make certain systems, but like I don't have the base of the game at the moment to be able to make the other systems on top. It's really difficult. That's why I love modding more, because like you have the game, right? You have the base there, and then you can just make on top of it. But like obviously modding is very limited. We need a new game to mod. Arc, I say. They have premium mods. We can make cash. No, I know I knew you were gonna say that. But yeah, we definitely need a new game to mod, and you know, a different one. But I don't know if we're gonna get anything like that. A lot of games are just moving away from modding, and it sucks. I'm gonna make a tank and an airship. I mean, why not? There's a lot of stuff in our airship. They have mechs, dude. They have mechs. Like, they have trains now. But yeah. There was one thing that in game dev I was thinking about, that it is on my list to talk about. You know how in isekai anime you get reborn and like you have to become you become an adventurer, and there's a ranking system that usually goes from like G or F all the way to S and triple S and stuff like that. And I was thinking like it is a cool idea, but like how would you actually implement that in a game? How would the design work? Because like in the anime you are like, you know, it's a life, right? Whereas in a game it's a bit different, because like you need the replayability of it. You can't just like, oh, I got to the top now. You just grind up like upwards and that's it, right? So how would it work? Would it be kind of like how you have the ranked system in some games, where you get to a certain rank and then you start losing points if you don't do stuff? Like if you don't play for, like, I think the Apex, you had that, you start losing rank points. Where COD is kind of like every time you go in, you pay kind of like rank points. Other ones are like, if you go and fail the thing, you lose the points, but if you win, you gain. Yeah, so basically in Warzone ranked, if you're like gold or something like that, you lose like -10 when you join the game, right? But I mean, well, now automatically, but it's like, you know, that game you start from -10, so you gotta gain the points during the game to, because at the end of the game, if you still have the minus, your rank goes down, kind of thing. So the higher rank you are, the lower amount of points you start with. So if you're like super high rank, you start with minus 100 points. So you gotta at least earn 100 points during that game to not go lower in your rank. But like in an isekai kind of MMORPG where you have quests and like dungeons, you know, like that would be different because these are matches, right? So GTA 6 will have paid mods. I mean, it is the way. I don't know how interested I'll be in GTA 6, and we're not gonna get it on PC for like a very long time, so we'll have time to wait for that. So I guess like, let's say you got to rank S by doing quests, get harder and harder quests. You get timed quests maybe, and that's how you fail them. So you gotta finish it today. If you fail it, you get minus rank points. And that could affect people that, you know, are not very grinding. So balancing it is gonna be. ASA does not use mod.io. It uses CurseForge. And you download the games directly in the game. You download the mods directly in the game. So you don't go to their website. I mean, you can go and check some stuff there, but like, you can't subscribe there for the mods. You have to you go in game and subscribe. But they do have premium and freemium, which is a new term I learned about. Premium is when you get to use a premium mod, but then if you want certain parts of it, you're gonna have to pay. Which, to be honest, I think it's a better way of going than just full premium. Trialinium exists? No. No. Would be interesting though. A lot of the premium mods on Ark Survival Ascended are cosmetics, because they made it in such way that anyone can see these cosmetics from mods, even on official servers, without having to have them installed. So the server doesn't have to run that specific mod for you to use it or someone else to see it. I don't really know how it fully works for that. I think it's like streaming the data, but I don't know how it works. It is an interesting concept because it helps with servers like not having to run like paid mods. Yeah. Yeah, but like if I haven't downloaded that mod, like how do I have that data? Right? Because you still have to like download the mod data. It's got to be streamed in like a cache. And then I guess you keep it there when you meet it. I have not seen any issues. Oh wait, let's say, did they Ragnarok map is open for full transfer on arcade. Nice. The server? Well, that's the server mods, but like these are client mods. So the server knows nothing of them. Unless it's like you connect to the thing and it like, but yeah, but like people might not use those mods, so like it doesn't make sense to. I don't know. Yeah. Oh well. Been over 3 hours. I said I was gonna keep this shorter than 4 hours, like last time. There was I was gonna give a bathroom update, but I haven't done anything for the bathroom. No, I don't think I have any new pictures of Jamie, so no update on that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end the stream and then start it again with Ark. Okay, just stick around if you wanna like do that. It's almost 1 AM here, but I'm gonna play for like 2-3 hours. They just have like allowed transfers, adding S dinos on the server. So I definitely want to play, and I want to grind some more skins for the summer bash thingy, because it's probably gonna end very soon. So go sleep. No sleep. All right. It was nice chatting again. So we're gonna do this in 2 weeks again. I'll figure out stuff to talk about. Obviously, there's no more meetups until end of August. I'm meeting my friend. But I can relax for a month. No more socializing. All right. Thanks for watching the Talkshow podcast. I still haven't decided what it's called. But yeah. All right. See you in a bit.